Hello to all you hip skips out there.
And welcome to the jungle. Join Disney historian David Dr. Skipper Marley and art director and crooner Trevor Kelly as these former jungle skips explore the world of Disney, pop culture, and theme parks. But hold on tight, because just like a jungle cruise, their conversations often head deep into uncharted waters. Now, grab a seat and enjoy Expedition 58, Solid Gold Babies, Punched in Your Dark Universe, and The Haunting of Post Malone. Move it up, Skips.
Is that an Indiana Jones cup?
It looks like the Grail.
It does, doesn't it? I'm like, oh, you chose wisely.
It does look. I chose. Though there's what is this called? Trappist. Trappist 8 or 6 or so. One of them. One of the numbers that the Trappists do.
Sure.
The Von Trappist children. They're always drunk.
Yeah. Especially the little one, Gretel. The lush.
What'd you say? What's her name?
Gretel.
Gretel.
I think it's Gretel.
I thought you said Grendel.
Grendel, yeah.
No, this cup does look like, for those of you watching at home, this looks like the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
But it's there's a special kind of Japanese cup, like a ceramic kind of cup, a bison or bison. I'm probably saying it wrong. There used to be a beer bar in downtown Anaheim that had that going on, and they would sell them for like $100, $150.
Dang.
And this was years ago, before tariffs were a thing.
Yeah. Now they're $5,000 a piece.
So you can't even look at them.
You can't.
But when we were in Japan, they had these at this store, and they were like $40.
Wow.
And so we grabbed 2 of them, and it's just, I feel like a knight.
Yeah. When I saw it, my first thought was, well, that's the cup of a carpenter.
That's right.
What is it made out of?
I don't know. I'm assuming some sort of like local clay or something.
Oh, really?
And it's
So
gilded
it's ceramic.
on the inside.
Okay.
All the flakes are breaking off into the beer and slowly moving through my digestive system.
Nice. You'll be peeing gold.
Oh, I hope so. It's better than blood. It's been that a couple of days.
Yeah.
No. Well, we started it off great.
We did, right?
It only took us about 30 seconds to get into peeing blood.
Exactly. That's good. I think that's a new record for us.
That is.
That's awesome. Hey, people were asking me about our last episode.
Yes.
And what you can't tell from just listening to that episode about the hot ones, they don't know what we were doing. They thought, were you just drinking it? Some people are like, did you put like it on a spoon? No, we had it on, they were vegan or vegetarian chicken McNuggets.
We had them on Impossible Chicken Nuggets.
Yeah, that's what it was. Impossible Chicken Nuggets.
And not because of any sort of restriction on meat. It was just the only thing we had.
Okay. I didn't know why. I figured there was a reason. I thought it was some religious thing. I didn't want to say anything.
I think Easter Sunday. We did it like over a year ago. I don't even know when we did it.
We did it a while ago just for the Patreon. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just Easter Sunday, apparently.
Yeah.
I didn't celebrate this year because why are you going to paint eggs and hide them?
Not in this economy. No. I'm going to hide eggs in my belly. That's where I'm going to hide them. And in brownie mix. That's where I'm hiding them.
And then the Pope just passed away.
Yeah.
I'm not a Catholic, but I mean, that seems like a big deal.
Yeah.
I had a buddy online that said there's Vegas odd makers that are taking bets on who will be the next pope.
Yeah.
And I said to him, you're missing one key bet. The current pope comes back in 3 days. That'd be quite the move.
That would be a power move.
That would.
That would be.
That's a fast track to something in the Catholic Church.
Exactly, right? Right? Yeah. Yeah, I told my students, so you hear about the Pope? They're like, yeah. I go, yeah, I'm not Catholic. I don't care, really. But my first thought was, it's going to be everywhere. Like, remember when Michael Jackson died? That's all the news talked about for like 6 months.
That's right.
Like, every day.
Yeah.
We
had
Michael
to check
Jackson.
up on some of our friends. Like Joey was just Mr. Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Everybody called him. Are you all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, when somebody famous like that dies, I'm like,
yeah,
this is going to be the next 3 weeks is just this guy.
That's right. Michael Jackson was weird because it's a famously secretive process to pick the next Michael Jackson.
It is.
And it's just a secret cohort of people. There's sparkly gloves involved.
Yep.
Yeah, just...
you know the vote's over when you hear the...
That's right.
There's this movie that I watched. It was okay. It got nominated for Best Picture. I didn't think it deserved it, but it was interesting. And you can watch it on, I think, Peacock.
Watch your mouth. This is
With-
we're going to have
what?
to put an explicit on this.
For what?
Oh, is that the service's name?
For Peacock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the NBC thing. Yeah, Peacock. I've said it now 3 times. But it's called Conclave with Ralph Fiennes.
yeah.
It's about them picking a new pope. And,
Voldemort?
And yeah, I didn't know he was Voldemort.
He's Voldemort.
Till I was at Universal Orlando, and there was a scene with him like, oh, it looks like Ralph Fiennes. And someone's like, Sylva's like, that's Voldemort. I'm like, oh.
Did you see, he just starred in another movie where he's like some sort of Greek god, and he got ripped.
No.
Like Marvel superhero ripped.
Really?
And he's like in his 60s.
Yeah.
And it made me really sad.
No.
Because I realized looking at that, that will be one thing I never accomplish in my life.
Yeah.
Is a perfectly fit physique.
Yeah.
Outside of the already chiseled one that you can't see it on the podcast, but I record the podcast in a pool of oil.
That's right.
Shirtless.
That's
in
right.
in some sort of Speedo.
That's why sometimes I do my recording with him remotely because I just can't handle it.
It's
just
too much.
It's too much sexiness. Too much. I'll call him like, Jess, would you please get him to tone down? I'm just a man. I mean, I'm a straight man too, and I'm still like, damn. So
Yeah.
that's, man.
What were we talking about? Oh yeah, Conclave.
Yeah. But it was interesting because it shows you like the process of electing a new pope, and it shows like what they actually go through and like how people kind of campaign for it and people switch their votes around. And
Oh, really?
It's this whole thing. Yeah.
I didn't know you could campaign to be pope.
Yep. They kind of like politely campaign, but don't really want to campaign. One of those kinds of things. I don't really care. You better vote for me. I don't really, if it happens, it happens. I swear to God, I'll kill you all.
All right.
Yep.
On to what we usually talk about.
Okay. I can talk about my trip to Florida a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the and I figured I'd cut it up into different things.
Yeah.
So I thought today I'll talk about my day at Universal.
Oh,
the
please,
Universal
yeah.
theme parks, Islands of Adventure, and then the other one.
Not Epic Universe.
No.
Universal, just Florida, right?
Yeah. My adopted daughter Sil took me to the park because she works there now and VIP stuff. And we went between the two parks so often, I don't know what's in which park. Like I have no, because
They just all melded
you
together.
would take the Hogwarts train between them, which was stunningly good.
Oh yeah.
It was really cool.
Now, how long is that train ride?
It's not more than 10 minutes.
Oh, really?
But there's like a little show that goes on inside.
Oh really?
Yeah, like you're looking out the window at stuff, and it's like a European passenger car. You got little booths,
Yeah.
and they close the door, and so it's like a frosted glass. But then you see like Harry Potter walk by and
Oh,
Ron
cool.
Weasley, and they're like talking in the hallway, and you hear like footsteps, and it sounds like they're right outside your door.
Oh wow.
And then there's stuff. It was really well done.
Like, is there like a moment? Like, 'cause I don't know where Hogwarts is. I don't know if it's like just like 20 minutes outside of London or whatnot. Is it a magical? Like, is it like you go through like a portal or something?
I'd like to pass. I have no. I don't know. It said it goes to Scotland because someone
Okay.
goes, "Oh, that's Scotland." I'm like, "Okay, well, it's cold and rainy. That could be anywhere."
Did they ever establish this in any of the movies? I don't.
Yeah, they
it's been
take a
so
train
long.
and they go.
I know they take a train, but like, does it go into a magic? Oh, they run.
I think
through
it is
the
a magical
train
place.
platform.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
9 3/4 or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was so much fun. I had such a great day. They got a lot of fun rides. The Hagrid roller coaster, one of the very best I've ever been on.
Really?
Like every time I come back from Florida, I'm like, best roller coaster. Guardians of the Galaxy is still my
Yes.
favorite.
Okay.
But the Hagrid one, very close second.
What ABBA tune do they play on the Hagrid roller
None.
coaster?
He's just talking to you the whole time.
Oh, really?
Evidently, he doesn't know how to work the bicycle that he gave you to fly. He keeps making mistakes. No, back here. And I'm like, well, if you just would have told us before.
It's the Star Tours of the Harry Potter universe.
And on Sil's advice, I knew nothing about it.
Really?
You can just see that it's a roller coaster and that's it. And one person sits on the motorcycle. So like you're tall,
Yeah.
you'd be on the motorcycle. Jess would be in the sidecar because I
Okay.
thought, ooh, sidecar. And she's
But
like,
if we rode it, you would be motorcycle, I'd be sidecar.
and then you'd be on my shoulders.
That's right.
Because I would do sidecar. She's like, no, you got to get on the bike. But the bike's out because you're out there
Okay.
hanging onto a motorcycle as you just go flying around the track.
How
So,
fun.
and it seems like you go really fast.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to ride like a roller coaster where it's like you're riding a motorcycle, like the Tron light cycle
Yeah.
or something.
Except
Okay.
not 45 seconds.
Not 45 seconds. No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
The Tron light cycle, it seemed like such a waste of like, there's such a buildup and all this other stuff. And I've seen ride throughs of it. And you're like, oh, this is going to be great. And then like it's over before it began.
Yeah, I heard it is under a minute.
Yeah.
Like that's
The Tron light cycle is like a high school prom night. It's over in less than 45 seconds.
Oh, but here's what I want to say about Universal.
Yes.
So I had a great time. There's a lot of concrete. I didn't get to go to Dark Universe, but I was shown the big, huge scale model of it.
Yeah.
And it looks stunning. I can't wait to go to it when it's not so crazy busy, because everyone said it's amazing. So, but we're going to all these fun things. My only problem with the Universal Studios is you're on a lot of roller coasters and they want you to not be flapping around, right?
Yeah.
So when you sit in the chair, they have like this little triangle shaped thing in the chair to keep your legs apart.
Okay.
So your knees don't hit together.
Yes.
And this is, it would probably affect you too, because you're a taller guy. That thing, not safe for work comment, it hit me in the nuts every single time. Like, you just sit down, oh God, like who is this designed for?
It hit you in the epic universe.
Yes. And after a while, I got hit so hard it became Dark Universe. There was bruising, but it got to the point where it happened so often. The last couple rides, I had no shame. I just reached down and pulled everything up and sat down.
As you should.
I'm like, I'm not letting this get crushed again.
That's right.
Who designed this triangle of pain?
Somebody that just wanted to watch the world burn.
So me.
That's right. The Joker was in charge of ride safety.
It's not about the money. It's about crushing testicles.
They just pushed it through every meeting.
Yeah.
No, it needs to be a triangle.
No one's taller than 5'9".
That's right.
Yeah, because I thought you would have a problem with it.
So, randomly,
Yes, sir.
my sister messages us yesterday, and tomorrow we're going to be going to Star Wars night at Disneyland. For free.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
So we're all going to go. I'll report back next episode.
Yeah.
And we'll see what that's about. I think it's just a bunch of character meet and greets.
Yeah.
And like maybe a show.
Kohete Boy posted a bunch of pictures. Like Luke Skywalker's there. I think they had Luke and Leia there.
Oh, really?
But like the first Star Wars movie, Luke and Leia, like young.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
Kissing
got the whole
Luke and
vest
Leia?
on. No,
no,
not Luke
that's
and Leia.
second.
Han and
okay.
Leia. I'm sorry, Han and Leia. Yeah, not when they were siblings making out. That's the second one.
They need a good like kissing cousins shirt at the park in Star Wars land.
It has Disney would never approve that, but now I want to make
That's
that.
right.
Yes.
One more Star Wars thing, and then we'll move on from Star Wars.
Okay.
I feel like we've talked about Star Wars a
Yeah.
lot.
We'll move on to Star Trek.
That's right.
Okay.
One of the things they announced at Celebration was the Mandalorian overlay of the Millennium Falcon ride.
I heard something about that. Yes.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I didn't see anything about it. I just heard.
It's a bunch of like they're showing some of the destinations. It's like Tatooine, it's the second Death Star, it's Coruscant, Cloud City. But what's cool is that the worst position to sit in the Millennium Falcon, which is the engineer,
Yep.
they don't do anything.
Yeah.
They are now going to be in charge of picking where you go during the
Oh,
ride.
no way. Oh, that's awesome. You give the engineer something to
So
do.
you get all the marbles.
Yeah, because the first time we went, we were in the front seats, right? You had Han's seat, I had Chewie's.
Yes.
That was awesome. And then it sucks when you're in line for that ride and there's a little kid in front of you. You're like, well, there's
know.
the damn pilot. That kid's 6. He can't do nothing.
They didn't earn this. They didn't watch
they
these.
didn't.
They didn't even know what the Millennium Falcon
Right?
is.
Right? We're much older. We're closer to death. Let us have fun.
That's right. Let me push the button.
This didn't exist when I was a child, so suck it.
That's right. The last time I've lucked out and I've pretty much always exclusively gotten to be pilot. The last time me and John Mabe went on it, again, little kids in front of us were
Yep.
like, well, they're the pilot.
Yep.
They got the pilot, and then one of them got the pilot, and then John got the other pilot.
Oh, cool.
And then the little kid went, oh, I don't want to be the pilot, Dad. And like he backed off, and then Dad's like, would you like to be the pilot, I guess? I guess if I
Nice.
must.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was great.
That's nice.
To
In
be
a
fair, though,
vehicle,
I did
what?
whisper to the kid when the dad wasn't looking, all the pilots die in this ride.
Nice. Nice. Well, you can sit 6 people, right, in the little pod?
Yes.
Once I was with a group of 7 people, they made me the janitor of the Millennium Falcon. They handed me a mop. You're in charge of making sure nothing gets messy on the floor.
That's
I'm
the
like, I
worst.
got it.
All the poodoo.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. Well, we have talked a lot about Star Wars today.
We have. This is a big Star Wars episode.
That's all right. Well, hey, your sister didn't invite me, because that's okay, because I'll be teaching a class in Northridge. That's more exciting than going to
That's
Star Wars.
right.
But here's the deal. I'm going to Arizona Tiki Oasis.
That's right.
When this comes out, I will have just gotten back. And so So it'll be my first drive in my new car, like a big long drive.
Awesome.
Yeah, which I don't have a name for. I gotta come up with a name for my
yeah,
car.
you do. It's blue.
Yeah, it's like an intense blue.
Yes. This is how tapped out I am creatively. I'm like, well, maybe call it Bluey. I don't know.
No, don't call it Bluey. I was so afraid that was going to be its name. I was looking at what color it was because there's different shades of blue. One of the colors that it might be is cobalt blue.
Oh, Cobalt.
And so I called it the Lord of Cobalt, which is like from Battlestar Galactica.
Lord Cobalt's a pretty good name for a car.
That's what I've been calling it.
That's a good name.
And then, not to get serious, but when my depression kicks in, I call it my final car.
Oh, no.
I'm not even kidding.
God. That'd be, you know what would be really sad is if we just ended the podcast right there. Just the sounds come on. Just silence. How'd that episode end? Dave just talked about not living past this car, and that was that.
Is he okay? Well, but also, I plan to keep that car till it turns into a pile of dust.
There you go.
Almost all my cars get named Dr. Skipper because that's my personalized license plate, but
Okay.
I don't have it on this car.
We used to have, and I want to get one again. All the Jungle Cruise skippers, well, not all, but like our crew had license plate frames that we made at the fair one year. I break for solid gold babies.
Yes.
And it was a gold license plate frame. I want to get another one of those again because that was the thing.
That was the thing.
Era of Jungle Cruise.
Because someone said, "What's better than babies?" And someone goes, "Solid gold babies."
Solid gold babies.
The only thing better than babies.
There was a solid gold baby award at the Jungle Cruise for a minute.
Remember, we were going to do. We had the chance to maybe perform as a band at the Tomorrowland Terrace for some Disney party,
right.
and so we thought we'd be like a ska band, which tells you the era that we did it. And then the name was Solid Gold Babies.
Solid gold babies.
I loved the name I came up with better, although I can realize Solid Gold Babies is a better name than my name. Mine was the Schweitzer Falls Ska Orchestra.
that one sounds classic.
It's not bad, right? Yeah. You could sing with that.
I would go see that band.
Yeah, right? Schweitzer Falls Ska Orchestra. Yeah. That was a very timely joke. No, people from that era know it. Nobody else afterwards knows.
Maybe they should bring it back. Maybe Florida. Florida, grab that baby and run with it.
Hey, Florida's doing all the amazing work anyway.
That's right.
They are killing it.
Solid Gold Baby needs to come back.
So we're starting some fun, great new Patreon things.
Yes.
Basically, you're going to get, if you're a Patreon subscriber, you're going to get something from us basically every week. You're either getting a podcast episode or I'll be doing short videos and little things online for Patreon subscribers.
And apologies to our Patreon supporters. We really thank you for sticking with us. We've kind of fallen off on some of the perks over the past couple of months just for a billion different reasons that we're not going to get into here. But we're back, and it's going to be better than ever.
Just tell the truth. It was your gambling debt. Just tell the truth.
It was my crippling
and
gambling and Waffle House addiction
and the mob hit that was out on me. That's why we couldn't do anything. We got everything fixed. It's all good now.
I'll tell you what. Not to derail this, but I just finished a Sinatra autobiography.
Yeah.
40 hours of listening to it. And one of the things that stood out to me was how astoundingly easy it was to put out a mob hit on somebody in the 60s.
Oh, those were the days.
You didn't even have to ask. You just go, well, this guy was a jerk. And then the mob killed them. Like, it was a done deal. Sinatra had so many people whacked that he probably didn't even realize he had whacked.
Like legitimately killed, not just beat up.
Yeah. No, this one, and this wasn't even this guy's fault. There was this cop had a very attractive cocktail waitress for a wife. Sinatra took a liking to her when he was just happened to be in the lounge.
Yeah.
And hit on her. The cop was there, got in Sinatra's face. They got in an argument. The cop beat the hell out of Sinatra, just roughed him up.
That's a bad move.
To the point where Sinatra had to cancel a couple of concerts.
Damn.
Because he just beat him up good.
Yeah.
Sinatra was not a good fighter.
No.
But his boys were.
Yeah.
But his boys weren't there. So Sinatra got roughed up, concerts canceled, and then he threatens this cop, and the cop doesn't think anything of it. Several weeks later, the guy's driving with his wife in his car, and a car swerved into his lane.
Uh-huh.
The guy swerved to get out of the way, crashed into a tree, died. The cops dropped the case. They never solved it,
Oh, wow.
a.k.a. the mob.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Wow, I could use that occasionally. There's a few,
Yeah.
I'm not saying I would use it, but I would definitely use it.
Enough said.
Just there it is. And so back to the Patreon thing.
Anyway, that's one of the tiers now, is
Mob hit.
that mob hit. Yes.
Well, there's going to be videos. There's going to be all kinds of fun things. There's going to be some giveaways. I'm very excited. I've just been brainstorming fun Patreon things.
It's going to be very good.
We're going to hit the ground running this month.
So we just wanted to take a quick moment to thank our Patreon subscribers. I'm going to take a second to give a shout out to our $5 tier. I think this is like a lovely little tip to help the podcast keep going. So this is our hip skip, our $5 tier. And so thank you to Marissa Walker, Felix P., Stage Cracker John, Trader Bill, Teeny Tal, Ducky, Beyond the Railroad Podcast, Ashley McGee, Matt Hubert, Sassy the Ass Cat. Oh my goodness, what a good name. Sarah Malik, Caroline Price, Team Palmer, and Joshua Bell.
And for all of our $15 Shriners, I'm now going to sing a sonnet with your name in it. Like we didn't start the fire, but everybody's name. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do.
Good luck.
Wow. Really appreciate you guys. Tom Cook Jr., Lipstick and Matches, Rudy, Melanie Woods, Trish the Fish, Emporium 32, Seth Ide, Jim Chamberlain, Darla Kendrick. I almost said Darth Kendrick. Darla Kendrick, Sissy Von Roo, shout out for Portland, Kim Medlin, Steve Reed, Wayne Stonecipher, one of the coolest last names I've ever heard, Brittany Kirby, Ricky Martin? No, sorry, take that back, because I get Bob Marley jokes all the time. La Polisa and Mecha Grodzilla, classic. Geo Trash Girl, Kristen Moore, Ashley Gallus, Darren Zankich, Terry Walker, Jim Chamberlain, Sent from Disneyland, Matt B., and Nicole Clough. Thank you so much.
Okay. So back to the main topic of our podcast. This is Post Malone.
Obviously.
Yeah. If you've been listening for the past 2.5 years, this whole podcast is a Trojan horse Post Malone podcast.
Yep.
I don't know if you've picked up on the breadcrumbs we've been leaving.
Next episode, the voice will say Disney theme parks and Post Malone.
And Post Malone. Expedition 60, Post Malone, Post Malone, Post Malone.
Yep.
So I saw an interesting article, and it was talking about how Post Malone was inadvertently cursed by one of the most cursed objects in the world. And I'd never heard of this thing, and I looked it up. So the article said that he wandered into a room with a supposed expert.
Okay.
And this is his first mistake. The expert was the host of Ghost Adventures.
Okay.
Which, don't trust that guy.
Yeah.
And the room held the Dybbuk box, D-Y-B-B-U-K. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm probably butchering it. Widely considered the world's most haunted object. It's a wine cabinet haunted by a Dybbuk. I'm just going to lean into that word, that pronunciation.
That's how we're deciding to say it.
Dybbuk.
I'm with you.
Haunted by a Dybbuk, the Yiddish word for malicious spirit.
Ooh, okay.
So, it's had several previous owners throughout the history, and none of them have sealed it up. They always open it up. And what happens when you open it up, these are things that happened to the owners that opened the Dybbuk box.
Okay, and this is confirmed. Like we know this. Okay.
One of them had a series of horrific reoccurring nightmares involving an old hag, which, I mean, haven't we all?
Yeah, that's right. That's a Tuesday night for me.
That's right.
That's old hag dream night.
A stroke.
Okay.
Smells of cat urine.
Okay.
This one got off easy. Smells of jasmine flowers.
Okay.
I mean, they could have just had a bush outside their window.
Right.
These are the ones not so much. Hair falling out, hives, coughing up blood, head to toe welts.
Okay, the head to toe welts is the only one that makes me think, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
What happened is the last owner said, enough with this, sealed it up, and then this museum got a hold of it. They put it under a glass case. The head of Ghost Adventures or Ghost Hunters or whatever took the case off, opened up the Dybbuk box, and Post Malone happened to have his hand on the guy's shoulder as he opened it up.
Uh-huh.
And he thinks that he got like kind of like slightly cursed through.
But the guy that opened it is the most cursed.
The guy that opened it is probably dead.
He's probably dead. Yeah, he's probably been killed.
But what happened to Post Malone after he opened it? His private plane was forced to make an emergency landing after its tires blew off. All of its tires blew off.
Okay.
3 armed robbers targeted a home they believed to be his, and his Rolls Royce was involved in a serious car accident.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
So, I don't know if I believe in that stuff, but I also don't mess with it.
Yeah.
Because why would you? Like, all the people that, like, broke into Tutankhamun's tomb, they all died mysterious deaths shortly after, right?
No, it's not mysterious.
No?
No.
What happened?
Like what was inside the tomb was this kind of dust that goes inside tombs. That's why you got to wear like masks when it's been like untouched.
But they didn't wear anything.
No, because it was the 20s.
Yeah.
They probably walked in naked and just drunk.
They were smoking asbestos cigars.
Exactly. So it's just stuff like that. No, I don't always put a lot of faith in that because at Disneyland people always would say crazy things were haunted and this was haunted and stuff that was. The only one I can remember for sure is Madame Leota.
Okay.
Where she's floating right, almost close enough you can reach it. There's a little table that her thing sits on. Well, there's a table with the projectors, but the table that it sits on evidently was haunted, and it was from some, witch's place in New Orleans, and that's where they got it from. And I heard several different versions of that story. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Do you think they sourced, like, not everything was handmade for the Haunted Mansion? They sourced things from other places?
Probably not, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I never really thought of that.
Yeah. So that's the only story I've heard that makes it haunted. Plus, the Haunted Mansion's probably haunted now because all the people that have thrown the ashes of their loved ones around that.
Gosh, yeah.
Right? More frequently than you think, yeah.
And I've never understood that because, Grandma wanted to have her ashes thrown at the Haunted Mansion, but she didn't say, I wanted to have Disney janitors suck Grandma up into Shop-Vac
and
empty her out into the dumpster.
Yep.
Because that's what happens.
Excuse me, that's exactly what happens. They shut that right down quick because it's a hazmat thing. But that's the one thing I know for sure that people say is haunted, is the table that Madame Leota is on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I touched it.
Did you?
Yeah.
What happened?
We had a walkthrough. I died.
I've confirmed that story.
I started to feel weird, and I went, by the power of Grayskull, and then I got better.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's how I got so cut.
I'm sure there's hauntings in the park.
Yeah.
There's enough things that have happened and people that have been crushed by people movers and stuff in the park.
People Mover, at least. That's that.
The People Mover is probably the most haunted attraction in the park.
It is. Most deaths.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I thought when I was at, we'll talk about this later, but when I was at Magic Kingdom, I went to a Carousel of Progress.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had seen it when it was in California, so I was like 7.
Yeah.
So I went to go see it, and I'm watching, oh, yeah, this is really cool. Wow, this is the room that killed that girl. That the cast member got killed in.
That's right. It sucked him up in between the walls, right?
Yeah. And I think, I don't know if this is like the original walls and all this stuff, but the scenery at least the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a fun memory.
Oh my gosh. That's a wild ride. Has it held up over the years?
No.
That's right.
No.
When does it stop?
It's hard to say because it goes like the early like teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s.
Mm-hmm.
Lord knows what this is. It's kind of the 80s, kind of the 90s, but they've got VR headsets and the TVs are flat, but it has a very 90s look about it.
They're all drinking new Coke.
Yes, it's very vague and weird. And you realize that man and his dog have not aged in 100 years. So some kind of demons are controlling that man.
That's right.
And
he's the most haunted thing in Disney World.
He is, that man.
That's right.
So it's fun to see it as a kid. I'm like, oh, this was better when I was a kid. And like the first couple scenes, just wildly sexist. Or he's telling his wife's like ironing. He's like, keep doing the wash, honey. And he's just like, well, there's it. Like telling his daughter to get gussied up and put her makeup on to go see this boy. I'm like, wow, even in the 70s, how did that pass?
It'd be funny if he just never learned and he just stayed like it's in the future and it's like a woman robot. Cook me my dinner. And he's just by himself sad. So many of you may not know this. Jess's mom, Marie, is a hairdresser. And when we used to live at the Goodhue house down the street from Disneyland, She would always cut our hair. And even since we've moved, she still cuts our hair. And she's quite good at it. So I get there, and Marie is a character. She's just a very tiny. Picture her as a Latina Sophia from Golden Girls. That kind of vibe. And so not much surprises me over the years that she does. She's in a cult.
Yeah, she is.
Anyway, I get there. This threw me.
Okay.
Walk in the house.
Uh-huh.
And if you're familiar with the Anaheim area, we have these herds of green parrots that migrated over here, got left here, and they've just taken over the place. And they sound like squeaky toys.
Yeah.
And they just fly through the sky. And they're starting to make their way into Disneyland now, apparently, too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Jungle Cruise.
That would be pretty cool.
Themed.
They'd fit in great
Yes.
at Adventureland. Unfortunately, they'll probably all end up in Toontown or something.
Exactly.
Because they're kind of jerks.
Yeah.
But I go into Marie's house, and under a waste bin, I see one of these parrots.
Oh, no.
It's just in there, and it is pissed. It's like it's like the velociraptor that kills that person at the start of Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
That's how pissed off this parrot is. And I go, so what's the deal here? And she says, apparently it fell out of the sky, and then the dogs kind of roughed it up. And so it couldn't fly, so she brought it in, and she put it under a mesh wastebasket, as one does.
That's the only reason I have a mesh wastebasket, is in case any parrots come by.
That's right.
Yep.
Monty Python, famous.
Exactly.
The parrot waste bin sketch.
Exactly.
And I, from the get-go, from the drop, I think she just wants this parrot because she says, I'm going to call these places, but it's really friendly, and it likes me a lot, and I pet it, and then it bit me. And it bit me so hard, I had to use my other hand to pry its beak off of my hand. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I don't think it likes you.
That's definitely a sign that it doesn't like you.
That's not. If I were a betting man, I would have put $1,000 on there's going to be a dead parrot in this house in 2 weeks. No. She nursed it back.
She let it back? Oh, good for her.
Flew off.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. They pair up.
Yeah.
Which made me sad because I thought, well, what if it paired up?
Yep.
And its partner's just out there squawking away.
Yep. It's probably moved on, found a new parrot.
Just immediately.
Yeah, exactly. That parrot's coming back to your mother-in-law's with anger.
That's right.
She left me.
It found from a car.
His name's Jose.
Now for the most dangerous part of our show, the return to civilization. If you've enjoyed the show and want to show some support while also getting some adventurously good extras, visit patreon.com/thejunglepodcast. Also, if you could be so kind as to follow the lads on Instagram, I know they'd be thrilled. At Dr. Skipper Marley and at the.trevor.kelly. See you hip skips next time in The Jungle.